These are in listen-only mode.
All right, welcome everybody. Hope you are as excited as we are for today's For Sale by Owner Masterclass, and we've got some really good stuff for you today. For those of you who need a little reminder, the title of our class today is how you can list and sell a FSBO a week in just minutes a day without any phone prospecting, door knocking, or expensive direct mail. Couple of quick housekeeping items before we sort of dig in, and before too long, I'll introduce you to our special guest today as well. But first and foremost, can you hear me and see the screen? Let us know in the chat, and then we'd love to hear where you are listening in from as well. That's always gets us a little excited. From Maryland, Michigan, Peoria, New Jersey, Florida, Smyrna, Temecula. All right, New Hampshire, St. Petersburg, Pittsburgh. Good stuff. Hershey. All right around the corner. Very nice. Northern California. Good. All right, so number two, housekeeping item number two, I would strongly encourage you to do your best to remove all distractions. Turn your phone on vibrate, close down other browsers, close your door, etc., maybe even lock your door. I don't think anything earth-shattering, for most of you anyway, is going to happen in the next 60 to 75 minutes. And you'll get a lot more out of this if we have your undivided attention. It helps us. It helps you. Good. Number three, you'll want to take notes, and probably lots of them for many of you. However, if you miss anything, don't worry, we've got you covered, and I'll get to that in a couple of minutes. And number four, we will have live Q&A at the end. So if you think of a question, as you think of something, a question that you would like Mike or I to address, pop it in the question box, and most likely we will not address it immediately right then, but we will during that Q&A if we don't address it immediately. In the interest of full transparency, we've got a special offer for you at the end. Mike's going to share with you some very powerful information, some good stuff, things that you can take and implement immediately. And for those of you who want to dive deeper and want to see under the hood of Mike's business and how he has been just consistently listing and selling for sale by owners, we are going to have a special offer for you at the end. However, either way, you're going to get a lot of value and a ton of benefit from being on with us today. Here's just a snippet of what we're going to be covering. As Mike shares and goes through the presentation, you're going to see at least 2 email scripts that you can start using immediately to get appointments, to get interaction, to get into conversations with For Sale by Owners. We're going to walk you through Mike's complete For Sale by Owner snowball system, which is a 7-step process for taking cold For Sale by Owner leads and turning them into multiple transactions. Some powerful statistics that you can use to help the For Sale by Owner, quote unquote, see the light. Some third-party and celebrity endorsements that you can use and leverage to do all the selling, quote unquote, for you, and a whole bunch more. Now, I mentioned this already a little bit, but for those of you who hang on with us until the end, I have 2 free bonuses, okay? 2 free bonuses. Bonus number 1 is we'll send you the ultimate For Sale by Owner lead cheat sheet, okay? We're going to send that out to you. And number 2, this is for those of you, as I mentioned with taking notes, if you miss something, if you want to go back and review something, we will also send you all a PDF copy of today's slides. There's a lot that Mike is going to dig into. He and I are both guilty of talking fast when we get excited. So you may miss a thing or two, but we're going to get you those after today, and we'll send those to those of you who attend and hang with us. Mike, were you going to say something there?
I was just going to say, talk fast. Yeah, no. And I get so excited about this. If I need to slow down, just type in the questions or chat, slow down. You're going too fast, because I get really excited about this.
Sure. Absolutely. So here's what I can confidently tell you. Regardless of your level of experience, regardless of where you're at in your business, there will be at least one idea today, maybe not even a new idea, but an idea that you're either reminded of or introduced to today that can dramatically change your business if you start applying that idea. Now, which one of those ideas is that for you? We don't know. But the only way you'll find it is if you are engaged and have give us your undivided attention for, as I said, the next 60 to 75 minutes, right? And so the question is, are you going to find it? Are you going to be engaged? Are you going to be focused and find that one idea, that one concept that could change your business? Most of you know who I am. We'll introduce Mike in a minute as well, but I am the co-founder of a company called Client Alchemist. I am happily married, have been for nearly 14 years. I have 4 children, ages 10 through 3. They keep us super busy. This is one of my favorite pictures of all time, which is my girls having the time of their life at Mickey's Backyard Barbecue in Disney World. I've been teaching and helping and in the real estate industry since mid 2000s with several different companies. Client Alchemist is the most recent incarnation of that, and that's probably all you need to know about me if you don't know. So I want to start with a couple of questions to get you guys in the right frame of mind and the right mindset. And so question number 1 would be, are you currently pursuing or have you thought about pursuing for sale by owners? Obviously, if you're on here, the latter is probably more accurate. So let's maybe, are you currently pursuing? Are you currently pursuing? And did we lose audio? Mike, can you still hear me? Test, test.
Now you're gone again.
Huh. That's no good.
Now you're back.
So the question was, okay, here we go. Now I can hear you by phone. Thought about it, not sure how to go. Yes, no, thinking about it, et cetera, et cetera. I apologize that the audio is breaking up. Soon we're going to turn it over to Mike. I haven't had any issues when I've been listening to Mike as we were chatting before. So hopefully that will be resolved in a minute here. Someone else says, have tried without much success. Okay, good. So the second question is, have you ever listed a for sale by owner or seen a competitor list one or even heard about someone? Yes. Primarily yes. And then third, would it be okay if your business became more predictable and easier? It's kind of a rhetorical question, obviously. Of course, you would all want that. So here's part of what I would encourage you to get out of today, and it's a change in perspective. A change in perspective from opportunity or sales thinking or mindset to investment or business thinking or mindset. And here's what I mean by this. What most people working for sale by owners, and really in this business in general, what we have found over the years is they have this opportunity mindset, which leads to this kind of a picture, right? Which is trying to get married to the prospect or the client on the first date, right? Asking that person to marry you on the first date. And every once in a while, you might get somebody to say yes. But long term, that is not the best way to do things versus what Mike is going to walk you through, how he takes a more investment or business building mindset and way of thinking, which is to build a relationship, to build rapport, and to sort of court, in this case, the for sale by owner, into a relationship, a business relationship. And by doing so, Mike has created a predictable and scalable stream of business, right? Versus just chasing after. He's got a pipeline of business and of contacts, and it has fed him for years now following this process. And so this is Mike's sort of process of working people up this pyramid here, which is the steps in the process to find the lead, to attract them, to get into a conversation, the preview appointment, the follow through, the listing appointment, securing the listing, and then leveraging the listing. Now, obviously, because we want to respect everyone's time today, we're not going to dig deep into all of these aspects. But Mike is going to walk you through particularly some of the early steps in the process so that you can start, have a process to find leads and to attract them and to start getting into conversations. Now, before I turn it over to Mike, some of you may be wondering, does this work? Mike's going to share his results and his numbers, so you'll have a firsthand account of that. But here's just a few of people who have gone through our entire For Sale by Owner program. Dave says, yes, this works. So far this week, 2 appointments and 1 listing. Less direct, softer, and more effective than bold. Jim says, letting you know I got a $350,000 listing following the program and using the emails. You are awesome. So at this point, I'm going to switch screens to Mike. But before I do, a quick introduction. I'm turning the mic over to Mike Stott. Some of you may know him. Many of you may not. Either way, here's what you need to know about Mike. Mike has been in the real estate industry for 30 some years.
37 starting in August.
He started when he was 10, for those of you who are wondering. He's built a business to several $1 million per year, and now has, over the last many years, has been coaching other real estate agents like yourself. But not only that, the reason why we have him here today and walking you through his For Sale by Owner process is he's actively doing this process successfully in his market. And what I mean by that, and why I share that, is this isn't theory. This is stuff that's working right now for Mike in his market and with many, many other students throughout U.S. and Canada, because I know we're going to get the Canada question. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Mike. I think, Mike, you should have got the notification for the screen share.
I did. Can you see my screen?
I can. So I think we are good to go.
Great. So I'm going to go back one screen. Does it work? Thanks. For those of you that a little bit more, Josh had mentioned very kindly, I got my license when I was 18. I'm 55 this August. I've been selling real estate full time since I graduated from college in 1984. My wife and I built a team in Hawaii up to $2.7 million a year in gross commission income. And we moved to Atlanta a little over 10 years ago, literally 10 years and a couple of months ago, to be near our kids and grandkids. I'm 2 very happily married. It's our 25th anniversary. We have 3 grandkids now. 4 of my 5 children live within 15 miles of where I live now in Atlanta, and it's been great. To give you a little bit of feedback, Atlanta's market has been one of the hottest markets since the crash ended in 2012. We've gone up in our area a little under 30% in value. Our average time on market is under 2 months for homes below 500,000. My median price is 260 to 270, and it's going boom, 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 boom. We have 4 large institutional investors here, including Berkshire Hathaway. I also compete directly with the largest discount broker in the nation, who sells, it's Duffy Realty, and she sells about 1,500 homes a year. So all this led to, and my laziness led to not prospecting or lead generating in December, January, and February, which led to a lack in my pipeline. And so I recommitted myself, and I've 100% been focusing on a half an hour a day working with For Sale by Owners. And these are my results since 3/1/17 is I listed the Warks house. We sold it. We've helped them with the purchase. The Harmon listing did the same thing. It's closed. They're under contract. Closes, I believe, July 15th or 17th or 18th, something like that. The Olson listing just went on the market yesterday. They had tenant problems. We had to get the tenants out of it. The Louder listing is under contract and closes next week, and Middle Doors closes also. And I've generated $64,382 since in the last 3 months. So I want you to know that in my marketplace, when I go and visit 10 For Sale by Owners, 5 to 6 of them are selling on their own in the first 2 weeks. And so all this trend, all this business came from the 4 out of 10 that aren't selling and the 2 or 3 out of 10 that ended up listing. And so does it work? Yes. And how many am I going on? I'm talking to 2 to 3 FSBOs a day, and I'll show you the statistics. And I'm going on 1 to 2 FSBO appointments per week. So certainly a nice income for doing what it does. Here's the reasons why you might want to get involved with working with for sale by owners, because the seasonal slowdown is coming. I mean, let's face it, we're at the beginning of July. In another month or so, school starts for most of us. School starts this year in Atlanta, July 31st. But certainly within 2 months, we're going to be through with our hot go-go summer market. Interest rates are going to creep back up. And, you know, what I'm still finding is since the beginning of the year, 4 out of 10 for sale by owners are still listing with a real estate agent. Second thing is in most parts of the country, we've been cycling upward for 4, 5, 6 years now, and it may be time soon to start cycling downwards. The reason why that's good for professional agents is there will be fewer for sale by owners that are able to sell on their own. We need to get better at pricing listings. We need to get better at servicing the listings because they'll be listed for longer than 2 or 3 weeks again. Inventory is growing. In my area, I've seen upticks in inventory. I believe it's true in like 90% of the country. Inventory is growing just a little, making it harder for the for sale by owner to sell on their own, because we know agents don't like showing for sale by owners if there's any other options. We also know that it's always better to use a great agent rather than to sell for sale by owner. If for no other reason besides the exposure, is we give them some legal coverage also with their errors and omission insurance. So I believe there's never been a better time in the last 4 to 5 years to get really freaking great at working with these types of sellers. And that's the goal of this webinar and the course if you decide to get in it. Since January 1st, 2013, Josh, I think you and I sort of got started in 2012, and we were sort of joking around before the call today that the course is so much better than it used to be. I mean, and we sold a boodle of them in 2012, 13, and 14. But I hired a graphic designer at the beginning of last year, and everything looks better, everything's updated, everything works great. So if you consider this in the past, there's a lot more to it. If you bought it in the past, you have lifetime access, and you can email me later, and we'll get you re-involved if you haven't been. But I'm contacting 2 FSBOs a day on average. I have listed 129 of them over 4 years. So that's, 30, 35 a year, and I've sold 122 of them, and I have 4 listed right now. I have 8 hot leads. I'm following up with 67 others. I also have a property management department, and we've signed up 84 rentals. So we've made initial leasing fees, and we collect over $5,000 a month in management fees. So is it profitable? Yes. Am I doing it? Yes. Every single day I'm talking to for sale by owners, but it's not all inclusive. And I actually have fun doing it because I know what to say, how to say it, and when to say it. And I'm able to have the for sale by owners thank me for calling or meeting with them, which gives me lots of energy. I want to ask you this question, if you would chat back into Josh. If you sold an additional 20 houses next year, how much money would you make? Josh, if you could let me know, give a holler as to what they might make.
This will be a good question for later. Okay, 300,000, 40,000, 100K minimum, 140, 80. Keep them coming, 120, 200 plus, 50, 200, 160. A lot.
Wow. Just wow, guys. It's life-changing money. It's life-changing money when you add this to what you're currently doing. And that's what we're going to talk about. So, and you know what? You'll be able to list any home. See, I disguised this sales course as a for sale by owner course, but the things you learn, the tools you get in this for sale by owner course will help you with every seller and every buyer that you work with. You'll have me working with you. And I promise you, if you've taken other courses in the past, you do not get access to somebody that's sold over 3,260 homes now. I've done over 10,000 coaching calls, and I'm an accredited coach. Inman named me one of the top 25 coaches in the real estate business last year. I've worked with Mike Ferry. I've been a Mike Ferry coach. I've done my own thing now for the last 9 years, 8 years, 9 years. I work with my wife, and you get unique access to me and my experience on anything that you have regarding real estate. And we've now had over, I believe it's 1,500, 1,800 agents take the course and are taking listings every day. See, it's not important what I do. It's important what you can accomplish, that you gain the confidence and that you know that you add value and that you go out and have momentous conversations with for sale by owners where they thank you and they say, I need your help. We'd all like that. We'd all like that. I'm an International Coach Federation coach. I was trained by the Association for Coaching Excellence. And here's an email I received. We have a whole series of emails that we recommend that you do as a for sale by owner. And I sent one of the emails and she responded back, a little later. I'm actually looking for an agent as we are now at the stage where the bank has told us to go ahead with the process of a short sale. I'm looking for an expert in that process. Fortunately, I happen to be one. How many emails would you like from people where you've emailed them and they respond saying, basically, come list me? I mean, obviously, it's an unlimited amount. Here's another one. Paulo Diaz says, I finally heard from our contract contact yesterday. She was a corporate relocation. We won't have the flexibility to sell on your own. We have to move out of the state earlier than we thought, and therefore I must hire a realtor this week and schedule an open house as soon as possible. If you want to be considered by me, answer these questions. And then in order for her to maintain her dignity, save face, and stay in control, she had these questions that I had to answer before I got the listing. She ran her ad first in December, and when I talked with her, she said she'd try on her own for 3 months, and then she'd list with a discount broker. She had a plan set up, and then she listed with me in January. Loved it. As Josh mentioned earlier, the zero resistance FSBO system is really finding the lead. And we take you and we train you exactly how to find the leads. We're going to show you a couple in just a second. How to attract them into getting into a conversation with you. Because other people are contacting these leads, and it's not like they don't know that real estate agents exist. So you need to attract them and get into the conversation. Now, getting into the conversation means that you need to take the initiative and courage to go beyond the small talk, to ask a powerful question, to get into meaningful dialogue. When you get into the meaningful dialogue, you're going to discover what they want and need on a preview appointment, and you're going to connect. And as you follow through and you provide over time more service, more expertise, they're going to appreciate what you do, they're going to bond with you, and they're going to trust. You're going to get the listing, and then we teach you how to leverage that so that they buy homes through you also. So the way you get them chasing you is you send an initial email. And you can send this out to the Craigslist people. You can send it out through Zillow Mail. You just sit there and go, if I brought you a buyer, would you be willing to pay me a 3% commission? Wishing you success, Mike. Now, in some states or some boards, you have to add your other contact information down there. But it's a really simple one-sentence question that expects a response. And in Craigslist, the way you do it is you just search your city, and I have to do outside the perimeter north, and I click, real estate for sale. And when I click that, I then search real estate by owner, and we go through this step by step in video with you. It shows you what to click and where to click and how to set this up as an auto search so that you're automatically emailed. You don't even need to come in. It gets delivered to your email. You have a minimum price. You can have minimum bedrooms and baths and all that. And then when you get the ad, we teach you how to use their email address. Now, it's an anonymous Craigslist email address, but when you send it to this address and you ask the simple question, hey, are you offering a commission if a real estate agent brings you a buyer? And they respond, you oftentimes get their real email address. So it's really good. So where do you get the leads? Well, we actually have a booklet written out, and I have a 15-minute video that shows exactly how to find the leads on Craigslist, how to find the leads on Zillow, how to use the major portals like FSBO.com and ForSaleByOwner.com, and we expose you to 13 to 18 different portals so that you can find the for sale by owners in your area. 3 years ago, Craigslist was it. I mean, every for sale by owner advertised on Craigslist. Now I'm finding more of them advertised on Zillow. So we go into great detail on Craigslist and Zillow, and we show you how to do it in one of the other portals. So you get step-by-step video and notes on how to find the leads. You will find more for sale by owners than you could shake a stick at. In fact, if you can find 6 or so new for sale by owners a week, this program will return multiples of any investment that you put into it. And then we give you a series of over 20 emails on continuing the conversation to get you into the door. On day one, we tell you, are you offered a commission? If you receive a response, you immediately send a long list of marketing ideas and you call to try to see the home. If you don't have their phone number, you can knock on their door, or you can just email. If there's no response in 2 to 4 days, and the reason why it switches 2 to 4 days is I don't work on Saturdays and Sundays with for sale by owners. So day 3 to 5, you send FSBO 2 unless they've already responded. And it's a long list of marketing ideas and Zillow tips on how to make their Zillow ad more effective. Really adds a lot of value. They see you as somebody who's adding value. If they respond, you close. When can I stop by to see the house? And if they don't respond, day 7 to 10, you send what I call the economic news or FSBO 3. And again, we give these all to you. You just need to customize them a little. Day 14, we send you the 6 reasons to see. That's been updated. Day 17, we send a new car example. Day 20, we send, something that says, if you really, really, really knew that I would add value. Day 23, we have a FSBO book email, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Day 27 is send FSBO 5, I can net you more money. And then day 30 is good luck, and I take them out of my system. Because at this point, they've received, 8, 10, 12 emails, a phone call or 2. I might have knocked on their door, but I'll do this. Now, people ask, can I set this up as a drip campaign? You can, but it's much more effective if you just have a good database and you personalize it a little along the way based upon your previous conversations, their responses, and what's going on in the market. So
hey,
in
Mike,
addition to
I just
finding
want to highlight two things real quick. Is one,
yes, sir.
Notice the consistency, right? It's not just one email to the person. He's got a system for it, right? And take notice of the frequency. And 2, for those of you that say, well, wow, that seems great, but it also seems overwhelming. Mike has it down to a science. It takes him, as he has already said a couple of times, this system is about 30 minutes a day for him. Now that's this part of the system, right? Now that
right.
would include if he's going
right.
out.
So it's 30 minutes to do the initial contact and schedule the appointment. Of course, getting ready for the appointment and going on the appointment takes a little longer, but you're doing that too. I'm making $20,000 a month doing this. Okay, let's be honest. That's worth 8 to 10 hours a week to work on.
For sure.
And that's what I'm doing, and I'm doing it every day. I mean, it's what I do. And so then, after this is, I preach the goal of everything, every phone call, every email is to schedule a face-to-face meeting with them. The reason is that year in and year out, the National Association of Realtors publishes in late November a profile of home buyers and sellers. So November 2017, we'll get it. When we started doing this together, the figure was 68%. It has risen up to 72%, meaning the number of agents that are seen by anybody selling their house before they hire one, 72% interview one agent and one agent only. And 96% interview 1, 2, or 3 agents. So I have a belief that I've backed up with years of experience, and that 1,800 people have backed up by having their own success, just like you can. I have a belief that once you've met them, you're far more likely to get the listing because you're coming from the spirit of contribution and because you're offering real value and real service. And the for sale by owner just doesn't know what they don't know. And so we actually they think all agents are the same. And so when you show up and you're different, they go, wow, thanks for stopping by. And I hear that all the time. I got a compliment from a listing the other day. They had it listed. It was my one experience with expireds, because I'm redoing the expired course also. But they said we had it listed, and it was the guy who sold us the house when we bought it 4 years ago. And in retrospect, he was like a good high school football player. And then we interviewed another agent after it expired, And man, she sounded fantastic. And I'm going to equate her now. She like was a college athlete. I mean, so much better than the guy we had listed with. But now that I've met you, Mike, you're like an NFL All-Pro. And they see the difference in what you're doing. So they think we're all the same, but we're not. And then once you meet with them, you show them that you're different. And the proof is in the numbers. I mean, 89% of all sales are made with the real estate agent listing the home. Okay? And what you see is that here's another proof. A bank, which is in the business of making business decisions regarding money, when they have a short sale or for sale by owner, they list their real estate owned properties with an agent. Now, when you share this fact with a for sale by owner and you do it in the right manner, hey, wouldn't you think a bank with all their expertise on business and money would cut the real estate agent out if we thought that didn't matter? Or could it be that banks think that real estate agents add value to the transaction and all short sales are used by real estate agents also? So 3 points that show that you add value. So you want to get them chasing you by offering unique contributions, by sharing unique things with them. My favorite lately has been rewriting their Zillow ad. And what I do is I show them, usually when I meet with them face-to-face, but if I haven't, FSBO 2 goes through this, and it talks about how Zillow exists to sell real estate agents advertising and how they can short-circuit that with a neat little tip that they really appreciate. They say, thank you. And so this system, as Josh mentioned, sounds like a lot, but when you set it up, it's done in under 30 minutes a day, because we show you also how to set up all the emails as a canned response in Gmail or a multiple signature in some of the other mail programs. And once you've set it up the first time, it's basically a copy and paste activity. It then becomes very quick. You just, have the email, you click on it, it addresses it, you slide down, you pick the email that you want, and then you customize it and you send it. It takes very, very little time. So here's a sample template. What I have is, this is called how much. People, when they respond, they say, how much do you charge? And you say nothing, $0 until I find a buyer, get them pre-qualified, negotiate on your behalf, do the paperwork, get the offer accepted, do the inspections and any further negotiations, get ready for closing, et cetera, et cetera. Then and only then I ask for 3%, and generally the buyer's agent asks for 3% also. The real question should be, how much money will you net and put in your pocket from this sale, and how can I make this process as smooth as possible? I have over 33 years of experience. Let's get together and chat how we might be able to work together. And because of what they responded, he said he was getting married and he was a loan officer, he's a mortgage broker, all that, and I customized it just a little. But this email, which is fairly complicated, took me like 2 minutes to put together. And you get a template, you get templates for 20 to 23 emails. Rex Hunter said, you're the best. This is the greatest response rate I've ever experienced with any training program, because what I'm finding is I get a 30% to a 50% response rate, meaning if I send out 10 emails over a course of a week, 3 to 5 of them are responding right away. And I'll match that response rate with anything that you're doing. And then Adam from British Columbia in Canada, because this works great in Canada also, I just got off the phone with a lovely lady, and it looks like she may be listing with me. I just want to thank you guys over at Your Coaching Matters for helping me build my real estate career. I'm doing a happy dance. Now, I'll tell you, Josh and I are two relatively dorky white guys, but we look good when we do the happy dance, so we have a lot of fun with it. The reason why they work is the emails are short and sweet, mostly. A couple of them are longer, but they convey a potential benefit to the seller, the for sale by owner, or a solution to a problem. And there's always an expectation of a response from the for sale by owner, meaning we ask a great question that compels them to respond back to you. And so we then, you then go on the appointment. And what you'll actually receive are 2 proven, powerful PowerPoint templates. We do a video with me actually showing the first appointment, and we say, go and meet them. Don't hard sell them on the first appointment. Stay in touch with them or schedule a second appointment once you're on that first appointment, where you're showing that you're different than the other agents. And so we have a 2-step listing presentation, and we give you, it's an 11-page listing presentation for the first appointment. The second is for those of you that don't already have your own listing presentation that shows the advantages of working with you. So on the pre-listing appointment, we tell you exactly what to bring. We tell you how to bring a quick market analysis, the tax office records, the Zillow printout, and the free advertising FSBO ad sites, which we'll talk about in just a second. And then when you're there, you've gone through, you've built some trust, you've shown them how to build and remake their Zillow ad more effective and to get buyers to contact them directly. We walk you through that step by step. You see a video on it. And then we train you to be different than all the other agents. So you're on the appointment. Any of you that have been on an appointment, you know the for sale by owner suddenly knows they're in the presence of a salesperson and they want you out of the house. I've actually had them hold the door open and make a little waving motion with their other hand behind my back like I'm a fly they're trying to shoo out. And I turn around and I ask them this question: what's the biggest advantage to you in selling on your own? And they're going to say, saving the commission. And you're going to say, great, you're right. That's a lot of money. If it's $300,000, that's $9,000 or maybe $18,000. That's a ton of money. Let me ask you this: what's the biggest advantage a buyer would have in buying directly from you? And the second page, they eventually come through. Sometimes you have to help them because they look like deer in the headlight. Is, well, they could save some commission too. Well, they actually are trying to save the same commission that you're trying to save. And we go into lots of different examples and different conversation advancers, which is what I call objection handlers, to handle that point. And then you ask this question: is there any possible disadvantage to you in continuing to try to sell on your own? I mean, who has the advantage in negotiating? You with one home to sell, or a buyer with choices and the money and a real estate agent maybe helping them negotiate? And then they get, oh crap, I'm in the presence of a real salesperson. And they're going to get you out the door then, but you've shown them you're willing to help. You've shown them you're pleasant. You've shown them that you know how to sell and you know how to ask questions, and you distinguish yourself from all the other agents. And then the little other presentation has another 8 pages that we won't go into detail here. The sample listing presentation, professionally graphically designed. It's updated to 2017 now. Nice colors. You can change the colors. It's PowerPoint. You can modify it however you want to do it. And it has a bunch of statistics and facts and things in it too. But you're not just being told what to say. We're giving you the tools that show how to say it. The FSBO cheat sheet that those of you that stay on the whole presentation will get is just a compilation of 11 years of the National Association of Realtors profile of home buyers and sellers, and the difference in what a for sale by owner sells for versus what a realtor sells for. And you can see that it averages 23% over the course of time at $50,000 a year. Now, the study is flawed, and we show you how to present this to the for sale by owner as you give this to them. And you say, look, I'm not saying listing with me is going to add $50,000 worth of value to your house. Of course, that would be silly. But I do know that on the average, this study includes divorces and inheritances that may be less than market value. That may account for half of it. So now we're talking about a $25,000 difference. Now, I'm not even listing with me isn't going to make your house worth $25,000 because for sale by owners, you know, sometimes negotiate some of the commission and the commission gets involved in. But even at $12,000, you can see that that's more than the money I would charge to work with. And consider also, more expensive homes are less likely to go for sale by owner. And this is a statistical fact. Look in your MLS, discover what your average price is, and more than 2 times the average price in your board, you get like only 10% of the for sale by owners are above that. The banks, as I mentioned earlier, list their properties with an agent. Only 4% of all the sales in the country are truly for sale by owners, because the other 4% are the buyers they knew before the process started. And you got to consider the work and the time involved. So you're going to get this sheet for staying on later. And we just sort of quickly explained how you might use it with a for sale by owner that shows them you're a salesperson. But it's more proof that we add value. See, what I want you to do is at the end of this presentation or the end of the FSBO course, should you choose to invest in yourself, is that you're going to have the confidence that we add value. So I've given you several pieces already. The banks list with an agent, the National Association of Realtor statistics, and hold on to your hat because you're going to see more things that add value. Dave Ramsey, noted money manager cheapskate, created Financial Peace University that's taught at a lot of churches. He talks about what are the advantages of using a real estate agent. You get this letter. You can find it. If you search Dave Ramsey by owner, there's actually 2 letters. But this is what he says, is I'd gladly pay them their commission because between basic mistakes, pricing errors, and lack of negotiating skills, you'll cost yourself more than the agent's commission by trying to sell it yourself. Wow. More proof. The total money makeover guy, the Financial Peace University guy, the noted cheapskate who's a real estate agent who buys and sells real estate all the time would still hire agents. Okay? FSBO.com creator. Josh, you always chuckle. You've seen this 100 times,
Yep.
and you always laugh.
I love it.
If there were ever anybody in the history of the universe that would be committed to going for sale by owner, it would be the owner of ForSaleByOwner.com, who had an apartment in Manhattan. Now, in fairness, Manhattan doesn't have an MLS, okay? But he listed it for 2.15% or 2.05 million, couldn't sell it, listed with a real estate agent, paid the standard 6% commission, and sold it for $100,000 more. But I love this article. You sent a for sale by owner says something like, "Oh, you guys aren't worth the money. You'll never do it." And I say, "Hey, I took your comment to heart, and I really appreciated what you said. Here's what the guy who started ForSaleByOwner.com found out." And the article goes on. It's a 2-page article. You get that also. USA Today said for sale by owners, an agent can be worth their weight in commission. People would go through a broker. And then Steve Harney, our friend at Keeping Current Matters, puts together a new infographic out. This is a little old. He didn't do one in 2016. I'm waiting for the 2017. But it says the same thing that my cheat sheet says, is that the percentage of homes selling as a FSBO has decreased from 19% to 9% and 8% in 2015 over the last 20 years. So think about this, guys. Computers started becoming really prevalent in the middle 90s. And the internet and the MLS is going online and Zillow, all those things have happened in the last 20 years, yet the number of people selling for sale by owner is less than half it was in 1994. Something's going on. Either everybody's stupid and not selling for sale by owner, or we add value. So now, in my hopes of getting you excited that we add value, we've had 6 or 7 pieces. Okay, HomeGain did a survey, and HomeGain's gone now. I don't know if they're still around or not, but HomeGain was founded by Inman, for those of you that didn't know, years ago, and it says that you're twice as likely to sell for sale by owner, and that 85% would use a realtor again, or 89% would use a real estate agent again, meaning they felt we were worth the money. And 22% of the FSBOs, which I think is a low figure, I've seen as high as 70%, but stay with me at 22%. 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 4.2 ends up listing with a real estate agent, and we're able to sell their houses. We give you a lot of support material, One of the most valuable pieces we give you is I have written a 67-page booklet called How to Sell Your Home on Your Own. It is not a sales pitch saying use a real estate agent. It is really what would you do step by step to sell the house. When you invest and buy the course, you get a copy of this in Word document. Now you have to have a current version of Word, and you have to be able to understand headers and footers, but you can adapt this completely to your own and make it look like you were the author of the booklet. Again, professionally designed and edited. And, it has some things in it you may not like, you just delete them. You have some things that you want to add, just add it. You get that book as part of the support material. And, we've put together a very special package. And, I'm tired, Josh. I've been feeding them with a fire hose, and I know they have a lot of questions already, but let me turn this back over to you and tell them what we've put together for them.
Sure. So before we cover that, I do want to acknowledge the fact that we have some fantastic questions, and we're definitely going to address all of those in Q&A, which will start in a few minutes. But we promised a special offer at the beginning, and so I want to deliver on that and let you know what you will get access to when you take us up on this special offer today that we call the FSBO course Diamond Package. So here's what you're going to get today. Number one, you're going to get the 6 core step-by-step, click-by-click training modules. This is just some screenshots from inside the members area. Mike walks you through the getting started process, the philosophy, mindset, and the basic tools to get you going. Then the email series, the nuts and bolts of what to say and how to get it done quickly and consistently. In other words, how to set it up, how to use the emails that he's created, how to set them up to be the most efficient and effective with your time. Number 3, the presentation, what to bring and say in the 2-step process. And 4, the scripts, putting it all together in non-confrontational sort of script and language to use. Module 5, the $1 million mindset, getting yourself in the right mindset to work with them. And then 6, objections, answers to what the for sale by owner is going to say, the questions they're going to ask, the objections they're going to bring. This core training is new and improved, and it's updated to include what's working for Mike and students all over right now. So this is what's
in fact, Josh, just
right
this
now.
morning, we updated the what to take on the pre-listing package. There's a new 20-minute video in it that just went up this morning.
Exactly. So as you can see, Mike leaves no stone unturned, takes you behind the scenes to show you his exact process so you can model his success. Think of Mike as your own little Jedi Master Yoda. So that is step 1 of what you're going to get, the 6 core step-by-step, click-by-click training modules. Fred is someone who took the course a few years ago at this time, says it works like a charm. I sent out 8 emails, received 4 replies, and have 2 appointments. Much easier than what I usually do, either cold calling or knocking on their door. Number 2, you're going to get unlimited lifetime access to all updates and upgrades to the course. Mike just gave you an example this morning. We just updated the course. You have lifetime access to that. As it evolves, as it changes, and it has over the years, you have unlimited lifetime access to that. So you get the 6 core modules and unlimited lifetime access. You're going to get exclusive support materials. Mike hinted at these already, but you get instant access to his private library of tools, forms, and more. These things are included to help you have more confidence and make you more comfortable with getting into conversations and with what's going to happen on the appointment. Number 4, you're going to get Mike's entire swipe file of scripts and templates. The exact out-of-the-box scripts that you need to make the connection, overcome objections, and get the prospects contacting you. Number 5, unlimited exclusive support. You're going to get expert help with any questions you may have fast. Mike and his team are on call and ready to service all your needs so you can quickly implement everything you're going to learn in the course. Now, this would be a pretty incredible deal as is, but we want to make it a complete no-brainer. So we've added some additional bonuses to sort of sweeten the pot. Number 1 is, Mike mentioned this, you're going to get both his pre-listing and his listing presentations. As he mentioned, he likes to follow a 2-step process, right? And that's the idea going back to the beginning of this call, which is it is a courting process, right? We're not asking the for sale by owner to get married on the first date or even get married on the first contact. We're courting them. We're building a relationship so that it's a natural conclusion when that time comes. These are proven, professional, and done for you. We include a PowerPoint, Keynote, and PDF versions of them. So that's bonus number 1. Bonus number 2, the FSBO diaries. Okay, this is a document that Mike has put together over time with over 70 pages of every possible response that you might receive, and then how to respond back in a way that moves the conversation along and gives you an opportunity to schedule more appointments, because that's really what this is about, getting you with more appointments. I would bet that a majority of you on here would say that when you get in front of the prospect, you are good in front of them. We hear this all the time. I'm good with people. I can sell. I'm not afraid to do that. I just need to get more of those, and that's exactly what this will help you do. So that's bonus number 2. Number 3, you get exclusive ownership rights for the FSBO handbook. Mike mentioned this as well. This is a book that you have ownership rights to. Now, Mike is going to insist that you edit it with your own information, right? Obviously, you're going to want to put your own name and email and phone number, et cetera, et cetera. But there's also some places that you're going to update with your own local data. And once you do that, you've got a book, literally a book that you are the author of that you can use to demonstrate value to the for sale by owner, because that's what this is about, right? They wouldn't want to sell, for sale by owner, or they'd be less likely if they understood the value that we bring. And that's what Mike helps you do, is to be able to demonstrate that value to the for sale by owner, so it becomes a foregone conclusion that they work with you. So you can consider this your go-to quick reference guide for virtually every encounter when prospecting for sale by owners. That would be the FSBO diaries, and then on top of that, the book. So those are the first 3 bonuses. Number four, as if this wasn't good enough already, you get the private online mastermind group. This is for alumni. This is a group that you'll be able to mastermind with, get feedback from, and network with other like-minded real estate pros as an exclusive member of this ever-growing community. So who will this help, right? Because you might be wondering, does this make sense for me? And again, we're going to get to questions in a little bit. But if you have 0 listings, or even tens or even hundreds of listings, this is going to help you. If you're a brand new agent looking for a dependable source of listings without having to spend thousands to get them. If you're an experienced agent looking for a dependable source of listings without having to beg for the business. Or if you'd like to leverage your personal or virtual assistant so that they might more than pay for themselves. If any of these fits you, then this is going to help you. Now, what would it do? How would this change your business if all this did was to help you never have to rely on endless hours of unrewarding cold calling, prospecting, door knocking, or even buying leads? Would it be worth it to you if it helped you with that? If it helped you finally build a predictable and scalable business so you wouldn't have to worry about living commission check to commission check, would it be worth it? And what about closing just 1 additional deal a quarter? We're talking about 4 in the next 12 months. Now, I think for many of you, that's shooting a little low. But even if that was it, 1 a quarter, would it be worth it? And I think most of you would agree that it is. Now, when we created this course and when we redid everything and we just loaded it with value, we really had 2 options, which are the following. Option number 1, to go really cheap and try to sell as many as possible, which wouldn't really incentivize us to stack the value. Or option 2, require a little bit higher investment, but in exchange for that, we can devote more resources to guarantee your success with for sale by owners and beyond. Because Mike mentioned this already. This is really a sales course that uses for sale by owners as the medium. So you're going to be able to take what you learn, the skills that you learn, and apply it to every area of your business. Now, we thought long and hard about charging as much as $1,990 for this exclusive diamond package, which you can see obviously would still be a great deal. But because you're on this training with us, you're on this call with us right now, you're not going to pay anywhere close to that. For today only, you can get the program when you go to clientalchemist.com/FSBO, clientalchemist.com/FSBO for $490. 1 easy payment of $490. So right now you have 2 options. Option 1, you can do nothing and not take a leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. I'll explain how in a moment. Or option 2, you can pony up the small investment compared to all the value you're going to get in return and just give it a shot. Because if we can't help you consistently attract and list for sale by owners, then we don't deserve your money. So, as I mentioned, risk-free, right? Here's how. You can sign up today, and if you don't like it for any reason, we don't care if it's up to day 59, 23 hours and 59 minutes. You can let us know and we'll give you your money back. That's right. You've got a 60-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked, no strings attached. If you're not extremely happy with your investment, we'll offer you a prompt and courteous refund. So the only decision you have to make today is really this. Do you think this is going to work? Mike has shown you that it's working for him. We've given you examples of it working for others. It's not about whether this process works and what the system that Mike has created works. The question is, will you work it? Because it will work for you if you work it. And all you have to do is say yes and give it a try for 60 days. Give us a chance to make good on our promise. So, is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out, right? Which, even if it does half of what we've claimed, it'll pay for itself in no time at all. Here's, just a little bit more feedback from past students. Ryan says, because of Mike's help and the idea of staying in contact, in conversation with people, he ended up 2 years after initial contact with a for sale by owner, he ended up listing home and helping him buy a pretty significant, almost $1 million property in the next year. And then Tracy says, I can testify that it's worked. I've listed 5 properties since taking Mike's course. The lowest that she had taken is $370,000. So 5 listings. The lowest price was $370,000. And then Mike says this, he's very understated. He says, I'm not setting the world on fire, but it has changed the way we do some business. I'll just summarize at the end. I've sent 39, contact 39 FSBOs, 7 appointments, got 5 listings. 1 is already sold and closed as a cash deal. 1 more under contract. Pretty amazing. And I love Mike's understated approach there. So again, here's what you're going to get. The 6 step-by-step training modules, the unlimited lifetime access, the exclusive support materials, the swipe file of scripts and templates, the exclusive unlimited support, the 4 bonuses. But I've got 2 more things, bonuses for our fast action takers. So for the first 27 people who take action right now, today, on the call, you're going to get these 2 additional fast action bonuses. Number 1 is what I call the Transaction Avalanche Campaign Library. This is designed to help you take your for sale by owner listings, right? So once you get the listing, and it doesn't have to be for sale, it could be any listings that you get or have, and turn them into multiple transactions. We show you a number, give you an entire library of campaigns that you can use to get listings sold quickly and turn them into multiple transactions. To take one listing and turn it into a transaction avalanche. And number 2, you're going to get 4 months free of the Coaches In live Q&A calls held every week with Mike. Now, Mike, what are the days and times on that? Because I know that may have...
Every Tuesday.
Okay.
From at 11 o'clock. Now, there might be one Tuesday in July. I'm in Hawaii if one of the other coaches can't do it. But it's like Dr. Phil or Dr. Laura. You call in with any real estate question you want. I so enjoy that hour each week. People just love it. We're back and forth. We have a lot of good conversations, and we have 20 to 25 people on the call, 8 or 9 questions each week, and we get into some depth of how-tos and how to some coaching and a lot of problem solving. So, and it's actually, we'll do it for 6 months if they sign up today.
Oh, look at that. So 6 months of Coaches In. So as you can see, it's an incredible value. We did our best to make it a no-brainer for all of you. You can take action right now by going to clientalchemist.com/FSBO, clientalchemist.com/FSBO. And with that, and I'll also make sure that we get that link in the chat. It looks like Mike already has our mic. With that, let's open it up to Q&A. One that I saw that I wanted to address real quick was, this is the gist of it. New agent, don't have listings, don't have the experience, Mike, that you have. How can they differentiate themselves, demonstrate value, and compete against more experienced agents?
Well, take the course. I know it's an investment, and when you're new, it's a significant investment. But the idea is that you gain confidence and experience as you do it. So you will have all the support. I promise you, if you invest the 8 hours or so to watch all the videos and modify things and do it and get it ready, and then you go out and do it, it will be difficult at first. You'll have your own monkey mind to overcome. And it's just like learning to ride a bike or anything new. It's always difficult at first, messy in the middle. I mean, you're going to make mistakes and you're going to slap yourself upside the head. And then it's going to be beautiful when you master it over the next 2 to 3 months and turn this into, a real Facebook support group. And the idea behind the Tuesday Coaches In is it's not like you're buying this, and other trainers, they just leave you, this is what I have, that's all you get. No, I'm willing for you to call on Tuesday and say, I think I messed up, or what would I have done differently? And if you gave yourself 3 months doing this, and you put an hour a day into doing it over 3 months, you'd have more experience than most agents and you'll be a master at it. So my recommendation, buy the course, try it, get fully involved, take a leap of faith, decide to do it, and you will get it done.
So a couple have mentioned that they were having trouble getting through to the link. I'm going to put the direct link because it is a forwarding link because the actual order form is a bit lengthy. But this is what the page looks like to get started. You just scroll down, enter your information here, and you'll have virtually instant access. Now, I didn't mention, but there is a 3-pay option. So for those of you that are interested in that, you will find that on the page. There is an option to make 3 payments, one today, and then one 30 days from now, and one 60 days from now. You can save money by paying in full upfront, but just wanted to make everyone aware of that as well. Let's see, what other good questions do we have? Somebody says, what a great deal. The price real quick. We got with that. Let's see. Where are you finding the for sale by owners? Well, Mike mentioned a couple. He gives you a litany of different places that you can find them. But the two that Mike mentioned earlier, where I think you're going to find a majority of them, would be Craigslist and Zillow.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're going to get 80% of them there.
Yep. Now, again, Mike shows you a number of others, but that's a good place. So someone asked, could Lion Desk be used to manage the leads and emails? And the answer is absolutely.
Yes.
And the best answer is whatever you've got, you can use. It's whatever, what the more important thing is, what are you going to use, right? The thing that you have is you can make work. And Mike even shows you how to do it with Gmail, right? So that is not an obstacle for anyone listening to getting access and getting started and having success, right? If you've got something like a Lion Desk or some other CRM, you can certainly use that, but it's not required to get started. If you take the 3 payment plan, do you still get all of the bonuses? You do, as long as you're one of the first 27. So I would not hesitate. So congrats to Tracy Herbert, Regan Van, wow, Kirkchove, sorry, I'm sure I'm messing that up. Rena Porter, welcome to the course. Let's see here. Well, you'll be sending out the PowerPoint slides. Yes. So we will send out I will send out the PowerPoint slides and the other bonus that we mentioned for all attendees. I'll send it out to those attendees within the next hour, let's say, hour to 90 minutes. You'll have that. A bunch of you also asked about the replay or recording. I have done my best to record it as long as that came out okay. We'll be sending that to all of the attendees as well. It says I'm in. I'm thinking I can use my part-time admin to do the actual grunt work of getting things up. Is that okay?
Absolutely. It's the best idea you'll ever have. You have them enter it into the database. They find them. You have them watch the video. You train them how to find them. They enter it. They send email number 1. They set themselves a task or a reminder to send email number 2 and email number 3. And then you call after email number 3 unless they respond beforehand, and then they make it a call before then. It's the best use of an assistant that you will find. That assistant will pay for themselves with 1 or 2 transactions a year.
definitely. A couple of people asked if they were one of the 27. As of right now, we have not hit that 27 number. I don't know exactly where we're at, but we have not hit that number.
I think we're at 15 or so.
Yeah, so go ahead and take action. You won't regret it. I can assure you of that. Opinion on Land Voice for as a source for sale by owner leads.
Land Voice is good. We talk about that in the course about the paid subscription services. My my current Land Voice works well in many parts of the country, but not all. The Red X works well in some of the places, but not all. The one that seems to be working the best is Espresso Agent, ESPRESSO agent.com, and they'll let you do a trial for $29. Sign up for the course. You can get a 2-week trial for $29. You know, that's not part of the course. None of the paid services are. I just want everybody to know this is not a monthly fee. This is a one-time charge. There's no subscription. There's no anything else. It's just one time. Use it, and you've bought it, and you own it for life. I had somebody email me, I think I bought this back in 2012. Do I still get access? Yes. We'll set you up with a new email if you've lost your old one.
To piggyback though on the Land Voice and those questions, you do not need any of those services to get started.
No,
Mike showed you free ways to find the for sale by owner leads. Like, don't let that be a hurdle for you. You know, just to reiterate, you don't need a source. There are plenty of free sources to get started.
Right.
My market is slow. Our inventory is not growing. Also very seasonal. Last year we sold our listings in 45 days. Now they are on market for 4 to 6 months. I have five listings that are $3 million revenue. Well, I'll have a thought there. What you'll find in the transaction avalanche campaign library, which is one of the fast action bonuses, may help you with that. Mike, I don't know if you have any additional thoughts or on that.
I need to know which part of the country you were in and that sort of thing. But, you know, you can call me. One of the things I'll do is I'll give you my cell phone number, Josh, if you want to chat it in, 678-232-0927. That's 678-232-0927. And if I have coaching calls or something else, I'll have to call you back. But leave a message. You know, if we don't answer your question today, or you're listening to a replay on this and you have questions, just give me a call and we'll chat about it. You could also call my office. That's 770-726-1454. And one of my assistants, either Denise or Brandy, know more about the course than I do in many cases. 770-726-1454.
Now, how many times have you been on something like this where the presenter gives their personal cell phone number? I can count the times on one hand, and it's maybe one besides Mike. And I just highlight that to illustrate the fact that Mike, obviously there's an investment for the program, right? We're asking you to make an investment, but know that Mike's heart is to help you succeed, right? And so it's it's illustrated by something simple like that. Like, that is his personal cell phone. Now, don't abuse it, obviously, but that's someone who's demonstrating value, right? We mentioned it several times. Right. We're demonstrating a value and not being afraid to put quote unquote money where mouth is. Yeah, pretty good. Is there a charge for a retake, Rick? No, just email Mike. Okay. I also have an automatic email set up on Aweber for the automated emails. Is that applicable? I understood you prefer we customize our responses in many situations. Would it be applicable for a good portion of the email system?
Yes, you can do it. I just have a personal philosophy. I don't like to drip on people. But I've had other people set this up as a drip campaign and it works for them. It's just I'm not going to preach that because I don't believe in it, but other people have done it and it works, because you're making contacts. But I believe you have better success if you add a little bit of personal to it.
Yep. Let's see. Got it. Just signed in. Program looks great. Excited to get it going. Absolutely. So, but back to the AWeber thing. Here's my thought on it. If we're talking about making a few contacts a day, a few new contacts a day, but once once you have people in the pipeline, it's going to be more than just contacting the new. And so I understand the question and wanting the automation, but I think in something like this, the return on the investment of your time is well worth it to do it manually versus in an automated fashion, because I think you're going to get greater response short term and long term by doing that. And again, we're not talking about hours upon hours a day. We're talking 20 to 30 minutes per day of really high dollar activity, right? Of activity that is going to, if you commit to it and really jump in with both feet, is going to be well worth the investment of the time to do that. So I understand the question. I would just encourage you, like, Mike's got a system that's working. Just run with what he's got. Jackie said about the cell phone number. It's on the screen right down here. The second number is the office number, Jackie.
Right, and if you Google Mike Stott, STOTT, you'll find me all over the internet as a coach in real estate. You can always contact me. As Josh said, this is way more than a FSBO course. This is a sales course. It's a coaching philosophy. It's a training philosophy. And it doesn't work unless I model the behavior, which is accessibility and information, which is why we have the coaches in on Tuesday, which is why we have the anytime access Facebook group that you can join. It's really about supporting you in having more success in real estate, which is doing what you said you would do with clarity, focus, ease, and grace. Now, by no means is this a magic bullet, everybody. There's work involved. There's discomfort in learning new things to say and new questions to ask, but the reward is there. I mean, I was listening to a great talk with Jamie Foxx, of all people, about what is fear. I mean, fear is all made up in your head. You're just making things up, and this helps you overcome some of that fear so that you can get into action, because I know you're good agents and you're sincere and you want to invest in yourself and you want to have success, and this just gives you some tools to experience it with a little more ease and grace.
Yeah, I know exactly the podcast that you're referring to, and he says he asks his daughter all the time, what's on the other side of this fear? Like, what lies on the other side of this fear? And in this case, the thing on the other side of this fear is you being able to help and serve clients and be compensated nicely for it, right?
Right.
So let's get over that with Mike's help and get action. And just to be completely transparent, the reason why we're not only comfortable but adamant about promoting this program, Mike's program, to our community, our client alchemist community, is because it echoes our belief, which is to lead with value and to demonstrate value. It's not about hard selling and hard closing and so forth. Although Mike will show you how to make the sale, right? Because at some point we've got to ask for the sale. It's a process, though, that is that cliche that you attract more bees with honey than vinegar, right? And so it's about demonstrating value, showing them that you're different, and building a business system, a pipeline around those ideas. So we just think it makes a ton of sense. Jackie Spiro, Greg Plummer, Ed Frisbee, Ed Kirk, Patty Wachter, Philip Sinclair, Steve Waltzman, Chris Denard, congrats and welcome. Mark Mays, Lauren Cohen, Judy Barrett, I'm not sure, Joanne Tassoni, Bill Burns, Ronald Stamey, and Tracy Herbert. Welcome all of you. Sorry if this was already asked, but with Zillow leads, are you able to get email addresses also, or is that just with Craigslist?
It's just with Craigslist. With Zillow, they do a service, and we walk you through it. And what's cool is because it's a little harder, people aren't doing it, and so you'll be the only one marketing those FSBOs that only advertise on Zillow. So we show you exactly how to do it. You do not get an email address until they respond, but there's really cool. In fact, I have a super cool tip on the Zillow. Is Zillow in their email will not let you put anything with the www or a .com on it. So I've shot a short video on how to make your Zillow ad better. I call it, if you go to tinyurl.com/Z, as in zebra tips. So tinyurl.com/Z tips. You can see the little video, but I even show you how to get that video through the Zmail by putting it in your name field rather than just your name. And you get way more success because it is a little harder. I love Zillow. I don't pay for Zillow leads, but I love Zillow because they make it so difficult for everybody else.
Right. So, Lauren, you're not sending an email per se, but you're using their platform to send the communication, right? It goes through their platform, and when the for sale by owner replies, then you would have their email. So you can
That's right.
still sort of follow the same process. It's just there's a little bit of there's just a workaround that Mike walks you through. Seems like a great deal. I look forward to implementing some of these ideas. Good, good. Now, we didn't talk about actually making calls to for sale by owners, and that's not necessarily what this program is about. However, this question came up, so we'll ask Mike, what is the best time to make calls to for sale by owners?
Well, I actually, as I'm trying to rewrite the expired, I talked to an expired, and she said somebody knocked at her door at 6:56 a.m. yesterday. And my response was, just as a free bonus, I said, gosh, if they're that socially awkward about trying to obtain your listing, I wonder how good they are at sales when they don't understand that that's too early. So I generally will send emails. I usually get in the office like 7:30, 7:45 in the morning, and I'll send emails till 8. I'll call my hot leads or follow-up leads where people know me from 8 till probably 8:30, and then I'll do my new calls and the new FSBOs from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. That seems to be the best time. People that are doing this other than me that are having a lot of success will do it first thing in the morning most days, but one day a week they'll do it in the late afternoon or evening to catch those people that aren't home first thing in the morning. So the best time to call is when they're home. The next best time to call is when you're able to fit it into your schedule. But I do believe in calling first thing in the morning because I've been in real estate long enough, I've been coaching long enough that if you don't get it done predominantly by 9 o'clock, the rest of the real estate avalanche could fall on you and you may never get to it that day. So I propose doing it first thing. Your energy's higher, your creativity's higher, your enthusiasm's higher. You haven't had problems, screw your day up yet. So that's what I propose. Although I have an agent in Las Vegas, they stay up till 2 or 3 every morning. They call 5 to 7 every afternoon or evening, and that's their time, and they have tremendous success. So I would work with you on what's your best time that works for you, but for most people, it's first thing in the morning.
And just to be clear, that Mike will talk you through that, but that's not the cornerstone. Cold calling them is not the cornerstone.
So here's what I had today, Josh, is I had 17 follow-ups in my database to do. There were 7 calls and 10 emails. And of the 7 calls, 4 of them were FSBO follow-up calls.
There you go.
I mean, I honestly believe anybody can go ahead and make 4 calls a day.
Yep.
And the hard one is the first one. That's the irony of it, is I oftentimes have people calling me up on Tuesday saying, I'm really loving this. I'm having fun. People are thanking me. I'm getting business from it. How do I find more for sale by owners? Well, in some markets, there's only so many, and you're not going to get them all. My goal is if I talk to 10 in a month and I know 4 of them are going to list with somebody, I want 2 of those listings. So that's 2 out of 10 for sale by owners. And there just aren't much more within 10 minutes of my office. So that's where my business plan is. On the other hand, I'm really spending about 15 to 18 minutes a day working the for sale by owners.
There was a couple of you that were having some problems with ordering and asking about that. On the order page, there is a chat box and our phone number, okay, and our support email. So if you're having a problem ordering, you can use any of those options. And because we're getting close to the number, and because we're having this, I'm going to go ahead and extend the fast action bonuses to anyone who gets in by the top of the next hour. So you still have 40-ish minutes to get it resolved. And even if you still haven't gotten it resolved, but you've reached out to us about taking action, we'll make sure to honor that as well. So don't fret. One way or another, we'll take good care of you. Somebody says account set up. Can someone help? Yes, ready to go. Thank you. Jackie, yes, you did. Let's see. Rosa, if we can't get this deal today as I'm waiting for some closing, can we still get this special, or at least me? Rosa, I'll tell you what. You reach out when you're ready, and we'll make sure we take good care of you. Okay? So reach out when you're ready, and we'll make sure that we take good care of you. Once we access your course, where do we find the book you mentioned? Yep, go ahead.
It's in the tools section. If you have a problem, you just email me at mike.stott@mac.com and we can send you the book. The problem is it's like a 12 megabyte file and some email systems can't take it. It's in the tools section of it's the bottom. You have the 4 sections and then you have the tools section at the bottom. You click that and you'll see about 60 or 70 different documents and you look for the FSBO book.
How do we get on the coaching calls with Mike? I think, Mike, you email about
on Monday and Tuesday, we send you out an email reminder for doing it, and that has the link to we use Zoom, and you'll see it will come from Your Coaching Matters, so take a look at that. It'll be there, and if you have any problems, just email me or Facebook me on Monday, and we'll get you in on Tuesday.
Right on. Congrats to Steve Waltzman, Barry Albright, Michelle Armstrong, and Shannon Holmes for taking action. Welcome to the course. Let me just make sure. I think we are rounding third and coming for home here. I'll be reaching out when the time is right. Great. Can't see the screen. That I don't know why you wouldn't be able to do. But just here, I'll send you what's on the screen, and then you should be able to open that up. All right, I think we've gotten all of the questions. Now, there's a lot of stuff in the boxes here, so let's do this. Number one, if you have a question that has not been addressed, you can reach out, as I said, on the chat box. You can email our support, or you can contact Mike. Mike has been, as we said several times, generous enough to give you his personal email, his personal cell phone. If you email him, just know that he's going to ask for the sale, right? Because that's what that's what we
I have to model the right behavior.
Exactly. It's not going to be a hard sale, but he's going to encourage you to take action.
Here, Josh.
What's that?
I didn't say anything. You just cut out for a second.
Okay, yeah, and you did too. So I think it's my connection or something. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can reach out in any number of ways to get those questions answered. In the meantime, I would strongly encourage you to take action. As I said, we're extending the fast action bonuses to anyone that gets in by the next top of the hour, which is about 35 minutes from now. Mike, any final thoughts or wisdom for everybody before we go ahead and wrap up?
Okay, so what great is I hope you all have seen that if you take the course, or even if you don't, you just got from today that you can have the confidence that you add value, and that you can learn how to explain the value you add to a for sale by owner, so that no matter what they say, and I liken this to that you're going. We've all had the experience where we've been around a 5 or 6 year old child that is so mad, Josh. They're so mad. They're crying. They got a booger bubble coming out of their nose. Their face is red. And they say the most horrible thing they can think of saying to you or another adult. We've all witnessed it. And they say, "You're not my friend anymore." Josh, have you ever been in that situation?
Absolutely. You're the
Okay.
worst dad
Now,
ever.
as you're the worst dad ever. Now, that's designed to wound you. But did you actually get wounded and go cry in the corner because your daughter or son said that? Or did you look at them with almost a sweet fondness saying, oh gosh, you don't even know what you're saying? And I heard, I was, as I said, I was teaching a class in a Remax class over the phone, and some lady gave me the best response ever to when a child says, you're the worst dad ever. And she said, oh, honey, I'm just going to love on you anyways, because there's a sweetness to that, you know?
Yeah.
And what I want you to do, my goal is when you take the course, is that any listing, not just for sale by owners, no matter what they say, so that when the for sale by owner says, you guys aren't worth all that money you charge, or you real estate agents are rip-off artists, or bring me a buyer and I'll pay you 3%, no matter what the for sale by owner says, you can be the rational adult in that situation and just say, oh, honey, it doesn't matter what you say. I'm going to love on you anyways. Meaning, hey, you know what? I understand this is a big decision for you, Mr. For Sale by Owner, that this is important. And I'm going to show you that I'm here to help and that I can help and that I'm worth every penny and more of what I charge. And you're going to thank me at the end of the transaction for helping you. That's what I'm going to do, no matter what they say. And if this course can get you to do that, your whole real estate career will be a lot easier, won't it?
Amen to that. Amen to that. So if you haven't already done so, which many of you have, go to clientalchemist.com/FSBO. The link is also in the chat. Deanna Wolf, Michael Zahn, Charles Bullock, congrats and welcome to all of you as well. Take action. You won't regret it. We look forward to hearing your success story with the program moving forward as well. As I said, if you have any questions that we didn't get to, I apologize, but just reach out to Mike or reach out to our support, or you can use the chat on the order form, and we'll happily answer any questions that you have. Take action, get enrolled, and we'll see you real soon.
Hey guys, you're the best. Thank you.